I think on the more scientific basis, when you look at the claims that are made, and this is where I dug into with my kind of professional hat on. So in my work, I look at scientific studies, and what happens when you do a study is that you set it up to succeed. So you select the people that are going to respond. So a lot of the work that I've done, within medicine is looking at people who are sick, but you don't want them to be on another drug, or you don't want them to have had something else previously, or another condition that might, what we call, confound the results. It might cloud the results. So you select the people who are most likely to respond. And that's exactly what happens in these dieting trials. So, the classic one is this claim about the soups and shakes diet. 45% of people lose 2 stone within 8 weeks, whatever. Of course they do. They're being monitored, the food's being given to them, they're not having to feed anybody else, they're not having to be tempted because they're hungry and they're late and, they're at the train station and they can smell, pasty or whatever. There's none of that going on. So of course it works, because we've selected the people and we've made it very easy for it to work, so we can make this claim. And it's not that the claim isn't true, it is true, but it's only true in a certain circumstances, and it doesn't really relate to real life. And I think that's where most of the diets fail, is because they work in ideal conditions, but they don't work in reality, because we all have to at some stage start eating again, and we can't live on soups and shakes forever. There's very well known commercial brands that have made a lot of money doing that, but actually it's not food. And I think that's my biggest bugbear, is actually with the diet products that are around, because they are full of rubbish and they don't actually help your body learn how to work more efficiently, if we think of our bodies in that way. But of course, we're not machines either. We're not robots, and it's not just a matter of putting fuel in the tank and burning it up and then carrying on. It's much more complicated than that.